you grab an agenda, and if you're staying for the budget hearing, make sure you grab a copy of the budget as well. And we are going to start the meeting now, so I will call the select board meeting for January 20th to order, and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for being here. As usual, there are seats up front. I don't know why that happens. Okay, in case you didn't see the letter to the editor on the Conway Daily Sun, it appears that there was a typo in the minutes from our December 23rd meeting where the tax rate increases and the percentages were misstated. So the fact states that the total tax rate increased by 87%, 70% was from school district, town's portion was 12.5%, with the state and county rates being increased by 1.9% and 2.7%. So, and you can also look at the video of the meeting, and those numbers were cited at minute 1 minute and 8 seconds. So we had a revaluation, and it talked about all of the different tax rates, etc. So if there are ever any questions, absolutely call us if you want to. We can always answer questions. We tend not to answer letters to the editor, just to practice. So I will make a motion to correct our minutes of December 23rd to the accurate percentages.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. There's that. Thank you. All right, and then we have the select board meeting minutes from January 6th. Any questions, comments, changes on those?
I have not seen any though.
Motion?
I'll make a motion to approve as written the public meeting minutes from our January 6th select board meeting.
Okay, I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then next we had our public hearing meeting minutes. And do you have any questions or comments on those? That was for the town ordinances.
No.
I have none.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the public hearing meeting minutes from January 6th.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So I have Mr. and Mrs. Connor on the Zoom with us, and I didn't reserve the owl because we're just going to talk about the conversation here. But Burr Burr, are you here? Could you come up? That way makes it easier for the Connors to hear while they're on the phone with us. And this is about the trees that were taken down during the building of the bridge, and there was an agreement made back in June of 2021 that for each tree cut on the property during construction, the town would plant a new 2 to 2.5, and that says inch caliber hemlock? Okay. At the location selected by you, I wasn't thinking 2.5. At the location selected by you, provided the location is outside of the permanent easement area. So I think what we're talking about today is who's going to do this and what the cost is. Is that correct? Or are we talking about the logistics?
Correct. There's no disagreement about the trees actually being planted. I think we're all in agreement, Burroughs in agreement, that it needed to be done. The question is who's going to do it, because I guess it wasn't the contractor's responsibility to actually plant the trees.
Right.
And they are obviously all done at this point.
Oh, right. So,
And then I did speak with the Conservation Commission,
mhm.
and it's outside of their scope, at least as of right now.
Okay, and Ben, are you here, or can I see you? Hi, do you want to come up here and join us?
Sure.
This is Ken Kimball from the Conservation Commission. So, thank you. There's, grab a chair there if you want. So, I guess we have two things, the cost and who's going to do it. So, you guys are not,
Yeah, we were surprised when they came to the Conservation Commission because A, we were not involved in the negotiations with the bridge, and number two is it's outside of the Conservation Commission's jurisdiction because it's on private property.
okay,
It's not on town property, so we were a little confused when it was brought to us.
okay.
And number three is we don't have a budget for it, nor were we ever given a budget for it. So we were, as I say, surprised.
So, with your expertise though, what would be the cost of these trees? Do you have any idea?
I do not.
Okay, just thought you might. Any idea from you, or actually, Mr. Bird
Yeah.
first?
Yeah, no, maybe, I guess it depends on who you get to do them,
Mhm.
but it could be a few $100s.
Okay, and Mr. Connors,
Per tree, per
have
tree.
you done any quotes or anything, or Jackie looked into the cost of this?
No, not at all.
Okay. Here is my, and are you both local now, or are you out of town?
Our residence is in Massachusetts,
Okay,
so it's just basically a weekend place for us.
okay, so why don't we appoint someone to take this on? I feel like it's, in my opinion, the town's responsibility to take the reins on this, to uphold the contract. So why don't we get some quotes for trees and who's going to do it and revisit this? Obviously, we're not gonna plant them now anyway. So if we can get this ready and revisit it.
We're actually in no rush, and it was probably good that it wasn't planted last summer,
Mhm.
because with the drought, they probably would have done it.
Right, so,
We had better luck this year.
okay, any thoughts, or,
That makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah, the only thing is that I know that in the beginning, Pam Smiley, good friends of you folks, and she had been talking to you, and it was my understanding that that's where the connection with the Conservation Commission came and how that was gonna happen, so.
okay,
It's not that we dropped the ball, it's just that the Conservation Commission was handling it, and now we find out they're not,
so,
so. we will.
we will get a
We
quote.
worry about the other side of the road.
Yeah, we'll get a quote on the trees from maybe a couple places, but certainly some reputable nurseries or landscapers, and figure out when would be a good time to plant them, and then we'll contact you folks back so we can get you involved on where you want these planted. Does that make
My
sense?
only question would be, if money needs to be allocated for that, what is your budget process? Does that need to get into your budget in a particular time?
Yes, it will. We do have a line for in the highway department for some contract labor, but being that it's not going to be thousands of dollars, and I say thousands, it may be, with the, maybe hundreds to 1,000-ish. I think we'll be able to make sure we cover that in our budget.
That-
One sec, Bert?
A few hundred per tree and.
Yeah, per tree,
like
and
four
then
trees, I think.
4 trees. Oh, that was my question. How many trees are there going to be?
8.
Jackie?
Oh,
8
8.
trees.
Okay.
8. And there are 7 of them are on our side of the bridge, and then there's one on the south side of Valley Cross that needs to be replaced, that was taken down.
Okay, I'm sorry, I thought there were less than that. So yes, we will make sure that when we're talking about the budget this afternoon, that we get the line items in there for an estimate.
And the one on the south side is actually, I believe, on Jackson Ski Touring Foundation's land. If
Okay,
you remember, there's that tiny slit.
yep,
That's right.
okay. Does that sound like a plan for everyone here for the Connors?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Any questions, Bob?
No, I have
Frank?
It'll get done.
Okay, so we will revisit this on an agenda, probably right after town meeting, type of like March, April timing.
Okay, good. Yeah, I just want to say that the trees were taken down because of the easement. They needed construction access,
Mhm.
and also the wing walls were wider, and so we gave the easement for our property. And in exchange for that, the trees are going to be replaced that needed to be cut down.
I think it's a wonderful thing. If we can put some back, that's a great thing. So I'm glad we got this in writing as well, so we are all on the same page.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you again, if not sooner. And if you want to stay on the meeting, feel free. If you don't mind remuting, and then if you have questions, just raise your hand. All right, I'm going to make a motion to table this until a future meeting, but to get in touch with someone to get some quotes for the tree replacement.
I'll second that.
Did we say what kind of trees they're gonna put in?
Hemlock,
Hemlock.
Yep.
All good, perfect.
hemlock, caliper hemlock.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, perfect. All right, thank you, Ken and Burr. And
Stay right there.
let's see, okay, Jonna, hello, nice to see you. So the next is an issue on Thornhill Road. We had had some culvert issues where the water was going across the road. It was remedied by digging a culvert, and so that's not the ice flow problem anymore. The problem is that there was a culvert dug on Jonna, your property, and the water is now being placed in the right direction. Is that correct? So it's not causing damage on your property anymore?
Well, yeah, we met with Frank DeFuscio and Burr Phillips at the property, and they discussed a bunch of options and recommended to us that we contract a soil scientist, which we did. We got Greg Howard, and because it was, it was a huge concern. We were trying to sell the property, and we lost our contract over it once it was discovered, and we hadn't been alerted to any of it. At the last meeting, which I watched, you were really the town has been wonderful in this whole process, and so we met with him. He kind of allayed our fears and put out a report, which I sent on to Julie, and all we're asking now at this point is to put it to bed. We were just asking to be reimbursed for the cost of the report.
Okay, so I'm confused just for a second. You said you talked to Frank and Burr, and they recommended a meeting, and that was set up back in the fall, because this is from
Yes.
September, right?
Yes.
Okay, but then you said you weren't alerted, so,
I was,
Well, we weren't told that that culvert was going to be put in.
That was before, that's what the
Apparently
problem
it
was.
not contained.
okay, so the culvert came first,
Yes.
the soil test came second,
Mhm.
and you're asking for reimbursement for the soil test.
yes.
Right. And it-
Yeah, what happened is the road commissioner, Gary Allen, I guess had done this without notifying us. So we had no idea that it had been done. And hi, Frank.
Hi.
So we were really surprised when it was discovered and noted that it had been done in, I believe it was 2024. And it was a big concern. And it's not,
Well, the reason it was a concern was, and the reason we lost the sale of the property was that the person that was going to buy the property realized that this was something new. It could impact the property, and he didn't know how.
we thought it could well impact the property in terms of, creating more wetlands.
Right.
Okay. Burr, were you involved in this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Do you have some,
we were just.
like Frank after the fact, but yeah.
But, we were trying to remedy, I think you know why Gary went in there and he was trying to remedy a situation that was getting dangerous with that ice flow. Not justifying what how it turned out in the end, but he was trying to make the situation better.
If I could just
Exactly.
Okay.
add 2 cents. I
Okay.
think their concern though was that, I think they agreed in the end that the culvert made sense, certainly from the road perspective. I don't think anybody's questioning that.
Right.
Their concern was, is that culvert gonna create more wetland or drainage issues on their land? And so they went to Greg Howard, I had recommended Greg Howard because he previously mapped that site. And it sounds like he alleviate their concerns, got rid of their concerns, so they're asking for payment to hire Greg, you know. And I guess my way of looking at it was, if we had asked in the first place, that would have been a reasonable request of them to say, how's this gonna impact our land? And so they just found out that information after the fact. So to me, it seems like a reasonable request of theirs for the town to cover the cost of that,
And it would
Oh,
be,
hiring, great.
of hiring
Yeah.
one.
and would it have, I mean, it probably would have been better if we had noticed them too.
Yeah, of course.
Because then we could have made sure that every fear would have been alleviated when we put the culvert in.
Exactly, yes.
So we'll learn from that. Okay. Do you have any other questions or thoughts? And the bill is for $650. I'll make a motion to reimburse the, Donna Carter for $650 for the North Country soil invoice.
Okay, I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good.
Thank you so much, yes.
Thank you for bringing this to our attention, and I hope that all the ice stays off the road.
Yes, I would too.
All right, thank you very much. Like I said before, you're welcome to stay on the call, and otherwise, have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Dundee Road over Millbrook, just when you thought it was safe to go over the bridges. So, Burr, you're a popular guy tonight. So we have a new bridge that has been red listed for a while, and it looks like it's coming up in the next, we don't know how long, I guess, but
2032.
2032. So sounds like that's going to be really far away, but we have depleted our bridge fund because of the Valley Crossroad Bridge. So it looks like this bridge is going to be, well, it was a year ago estimated to be 1.474 million. Our town portion would be 20%. I'm going to end the Zoom call, sorry.
The,
Okay.
just if I can interrupt for a second, is, I just looked at the state's 10-year plan, which this lists this as 2032 for a price of about $2 million.
Okay, so this is,
So you pay 20% of that would be $400,000.
right,
For a
so,
10-foot bridge, $2 million.
so, yeah, so,
Oh,
but
that
that
one.
also says that's $400,000 of town money as of today. When we get to it, it could be $500,000 or whatever.
I'm assuming that 400,000 is, I mean, the 2 million is adjusted for what they're expecting it to cost in
Okay,
2032. I would assume that would be.
okay. That seems like a really large amount of increase from let's call it 1.5 a year ago to be 30% more.
In 2023,
in
when it
20
went on, it was just under $1 million. So between 2023 and 2032, it's going from 1 to 2 million, double on price.
But the soonest this can happen, I'm sorry, it'd be
Yeah.
2032?
That's what's
That's
listed
right
on the
there.
draft
All right, so
10-year
we got a
plan.
6-year lead on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so this is more or less an FYI for us today at this point, but when we do the budgets, we're gonna start replenishing the bridge fund.
That's right, you want to pace yourself, putting some money in there, right? That's all.
Okay. And this is a smaller bridge, less than
10
what the
feet.
Valley Crossroad Bridge was as far as,
Yeah, I mean, the Valley Crossroad
Infrastructure.
Bridge was like 60 or 70 foot span. This is,
yeah,
I think it's 10, but I know it's more, or it's a little bit more than 10 and less than 20 because it,
okay.
for sure, I'm gonna say it's close to 10 foot.
Any trusses? Just kidding.
I'd like to ask a
I
person.
think you should keep the temporary logging
Yeah.
bridge because this thing looks like it's about to go to me. But
okay.
DOT apparently
Yeah,
is
of course.
concerned about it.
All right, Frank?
So Burr, I remember last year, before Gary had passed away, we were up looking at some of these bridges and looking at those temporary bridges, those metal bridges, and both, well, first Gary and myself, thought, why can't those be used? Why can't we use those, what they're calling temporary, very solid metal bridges that can ford small brooks like that? Is there a reason that we couldn't do that and cost us a hell of a lot less than $2 million?
Yeah.
Or, well, whatever, $400,000.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta put abutments in to put them on, and then sometimes those bridges don't have the coatings you know, that you have for a permanent bridge or those things, but
We're not
I
going
have
over
to
Route
believe,
93.
and I have to be, maybe I'm just out to lunch here, but I have to believe $2 million for a bridge that's barely over 10 feet long just seems way out of line
Yeah,
to me.
well, I
But-
agree with you.
But sometimes when you go through all the red tape that goes along with it and their requirements, things get expensive, so. We may wanna think about another way to approach this too.
And what would be the timing, because I don't remember what the timing was for
2030.
going out to bid for engineering and stuff.
Well, I think what DOT actually said is we could actually, even if we wanted to today, go out for engineering and go and start design, as long as we're willing to front the money until then.
Yeah.
So that we're ready to go in 2032 or
Yeah.
something along those lines, but that's a
But
lot of
putting it
money.
off till the latest possible would, I think, be more preferential.
Right, I mean,
Especially to get cost estimates.
right.
So is
Yeah, I
that
mean, I don't
like
think
a
the process
one-year
is-
process?
What's that?
Is that like a one-year process to?
For the design?
Yeah, design and engineering and stuff.
I'd bake on at least a couple of years, but based on Valley Cross Road Bridge,
Yeah.
it's just,
All right,
For a 10-foot
At
bridge,
least
2 years.
all right, so if we start this in 2030.
hopefully there's nothing historical there, which I think was the big issue on the other one, so this one
Yeah.
should go a little faster, but there's a lot of like cultural resource, historical resource, which are all good things, but sometimes they just get tied up in, you know, the process takes a long time to get the meetings and have people act on it.
Okay. All right, so Julie, would you put this on our 2030 agenda? Wow, okay. Well, did you have any other questions or anything thoughts about it?
Well, I think it's clear that we are definitely gonna, consider that when we get to the
Expendable trust fund.
expendable trust fund, which is reflected in the amount that we're proposing, so.
Yeah,
Just when we thought it was safe to not
yeah.
have to worry about that too much, but we'll get there.
All right, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Let's see, I think we're good. Thanks, guys. All right, Daffodil Days. Paul, I see you're here.
Hi there.
And thank you for being here and bringing us some more information.
So this is a project that we've been bouncing around for a couple of years. It is, the goal is to plant 10,000 bulbs next year around the 2.5-mile loop in the center of the village. And we will be asking the selectmen for the right to plant on the town property. On the map, the town properties that we're looking at are marked in yellow. But it's basically starting with the triangle on the other side of the bridge, the area around the water, or the horse trough, by the municipal garage, and then this section here in front of the town hall, probably about a 3-foot off the sidewalk. Or off the
Office
curb.
here, up front
In
here.
front, yeah.
Okay.
And then the area in front of the school and the area around the historical, Old Town Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the areas marked in green are private property, and we're gonna be soliciting those people to join the program. But we have moving forward with this plan, we've got a commitment currently of a donation of 10,000 bulbs, so that's why we're bringing it to your attention now. We wouldn't have to do anything until obviously after Columbus Day this year, so we've got a nice lead time, and there's no cost to the town.
Music by ears.
Free. We'll go for that. Okay.
Any questions,
questions?
guys?
No, I think it's great. Wonderful.
Love that.
It'd be very pretty.
And it services the town in a period where we don't have a lot of traffic. Obviously,
Right.
mud season is when daffodils bloom, so it would be a great benefit to the businesses around there.
The birds and the bees and the bugs and everybody. I love it.
It doesn't require a bridge.
Yeah.
The green on the map that denotes private property, that's still gonna be along the roadside within the
And easement.
easement. Do you know if any of those areas have had a history of knotweed?
No idea.
We do spray.
Okay.
So that could affect the growth?
When do you spray?
We typically spray when they start to flower as necessary. We don't have a lot anymore, and that's the beauty of spraying on a regular basis. But we get an assessment on an annual basis, and it's right around when they flower, you'll see that in the fall. Yeah.
That's the kind of thing we can work around. Obviously, we
Okay.
don't have to get every square inch
Just to
along
mention,
the road.
yeah.
But, and we're gonna try and coordinate with the garden club and some landscaping companies in the valley to make sure we do it right.
Would
And
be
then
fun
also,
to,
I should say, it shouldn't really affect the grass that's out there right now, because we can use the plug, that you pull the plug out, put the bulb in, drop the plug back in, and the grass is fine.
it would be cool to have the kids help.
Yeah.
I'm
Trying to
sure
get
you're
the kids
thinking of
involved.
that, yeah. Anything else?
That's it.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
I will make a motion to allow the chamber of, oh,
Just the Triangle Estate property, it's not
Oh.
two properties, so you'll just wanna,
That's right, good point.
yeah, that's state.
The triangle out in front of the bridge, that's,
Kathleen, you're aware of those
Yes.
delineations for sure, the benches
And
and
I'm with
things.
the garden club already, works out there, so we can work with them
Okay.
on contacting the state.
is it gonna make it harder to mow the lawn, do you think, in the spring?
too.
Remember last year, right? You wanted that mowing. So, we'll figure that.
You can mow as soon as the bugs fall off the daffodils.
Be patient, Kathleen.
Yes.
Fair. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to make a motion to allow the daffodils to be planted along the yellow areas on the map as delineated, and they'll keep in touch for mowing and not weed spraying.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Beautifying our town. All right, we talked about some policies at the last meeting, and one of them was the procurement policy. We kind of put it off to have further review, so did you get a chance to review this? And do you have questions? And actually before, we were mostly concentrating on the amounts per the contract, but one of the things that Julie and I were talking about was the exceptions to the bid process, and the select board can waive the bid process if we deem necessary, but also on the blanket purchases, increasing that amount from 10,000 up to either 15 or 20, and I think 20 would be more appropriate. So it would be, if a proposed purchase is not a major purchase but is anticipated to exceed 20,000 during any fiscal year, the bid process shall be initiated and shall specify the recurring nature of the purchase. Once a bid has been accepted, all future purchases shall be made from that bidder without necessity of additional bids until such time the select board votes to initiate a new bid process. And they could be evaluated at least every 3 years to ensure the town is receiving the best value. 10,000 just something like a smaller amount, so 10,000, 20,000 was a recommended.
Yeah, I had no suggested edits after I went through it between today and the last meeting, but it does seem reasonable with the costs going up that we could, well, I'll make a motion to edit section 7, number 2 on the blanket purchase, edit up from 10,000, not to exceed 10,000 to not to exceed 20,000.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Right?
Aye. Any other questions or comments on the procurement policy?
No, I think the good part about this is that we have the right to waive that bidding process. If, if we're dealing with a customer who's been with us for a long time, a vendor, and we find that they're close, and somebody else came in and tried to underbid them, we have the wherewithal to be able to say, we're gonna stay with the guy that we had, if it works out that way. So that's important.
All right, so I will make a motion to approve and adopt the procurement policy with the one modification.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'm gonna sign, and we'll all sign, but then Julie, when you print the final, we'll re-sign based on minutes. Okay. That's a good one. Thank you. There you go. The next is the credit card or P-card, purchase card policy, and we had tabled that just to have time to review that. And this sort of goes hand in hand with the procurement policy, but for use specifically of the credit cards. So, did we have any changes to it since the last meeting, last presentation? No, right?
No.
So did you both have a time to look at this?
I did.
Any questions or thoughts, changes, comments?
I had none.
Who's good with it?
Make a
Because
motion
Julie
that
was good.
we approve as written the credit card purchase policy.
I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. The joys of going through audits and setting up new policies. All right, there's that. All right, the next two agenda items are a really great testament to the volunteers that we have in the town. And unfortunately, we're having two resignations, but right into the next step, we have two new volunteers. So.
We do, okay.
So the first one is from Lee Phillips, who is resigning from the trustee of the trust fund. So definitely want to put our thanks out there for Lee's time on that resignation. So recognizing Lee for that time of service. And then, we have to make a motion to accept these. So I will make a motion to accept the resignation of Lee Phillips from the trustee of the trust funds.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then we have a new, hold on a second, I'm gonna make sure we get the side first. This is our appreciation. There's that. There you go. And then jumping right in, we have Bob, Bob Goodhue, who has expressed interest in serving on the trustee of the trust fund. So, do you want to give us a quick hello?
Hello. This is kind of, the impetus is from my wife. I won't use any vulgarities, but I retired 10 years ago. And I still serve on some boards in UMass Amherst. And it's 7.5 hours round trip for a 1 hour meeting. And so then here's the, high computerized campus that they, for some reason, can't set up a Zoom call for me. So it's kind of, I don't think it's to get me out of the house. It's to reactivate my brain, I think. So I told her that I saw the notice in the web.
The e-news that
The
you
e-news,
yeah.
there you go. That shows you how up to date I am. And so I said, maybe I should take a look at this. And so I love the town.
Great.
Did you ever think of volunteering for her?
You know what she does?
All right,
she's a Shine counselor for Medicare coverage.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
And has
Yeah.
a huge amount of training, much more than me. Was a vice president of Transamerica, so she knows a lot more than I do.
Gotcha.
So that's me. And
Well,
what
thanks, Bob.
I swear that everything I put in that email was true. Is even more to it. My last job was director of athletics at UMass Amherst, interim. So
Wow, fantastic. Well, thank you for throwing your hat in,
Yeah.
and thanks to your wife too. So I will make a motion to appoint Robert Goodhue to the trustee of the trust funds.
I'll second that. Sure.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yep.
Thank you, Bob.
Welcome aboard.
I'm
You're
off
doing
the
a
hook.
sign here.
Okay.
There's that. Sign. All right, and then the next one is Sarah Kimball, and I do have to, so Sarah Kimball has been on the planning board since 1987. And she jokingly submitted her letter of resignation through email, but promised that she was sure that her letter of interest was done on pen and paper and not a computer. So just kind of joking about that. But the expertise and knowledge that Sarah has added to the town since 1987, certainly on the planning board, has just been immeasurable. And I'm so in awe of her anytime that she's in a meeting, and just the things that she has done for this town. So I do accept the resignation letter for Sarah from the planning board, and know that we will see her around.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good person, good person.
And I would just like to say that even right up until the last meeting, including the last meeting, she is still where everybody turns
Yep.
with questions that need to be answered by somebody with some historical perspective. And
Yep.
so
I'll make sure she doesn't change her email address.
I know.
that would be good. Thanks. Kim.
She can't buy a new car, she can't change her email address. Yeah, she's pretty amazing. And again, like I said, with the volunteers in town, Jane Nell is on the planning board as an alternate, and she expressed interest in joining as a full-time member. So is Jane here? I don't think
No.
so. Okay, so I will make a motion to appoint Jane to the planning board as a regular member.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Where's my pen? There we go. Please. Okay. Whoops. All right, we have a cemetery lot agreement for Leona Cloutier. I don't know if I said that right, but I said it phonetically, on lot number 237. So, and this is for the Dundee Cemetery. So I will make a motion to approve and accept the $100.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye. I just wanted to make a comment. It's not on our agenda, but we have been looking into lighting in the parking lots. And the only reason I'm bringing it up is because we had someone reach out to us directly, and we've also been looking at it on our own. So it's not on here, but it is being looked into and addressed, because right now we don't have proper lighting in our parking lot back here. And with the possible traffic that we're seeing with the fire department, the library, the town office, and the additional parking that's down by the old tennis courts, whatever we call them, we are looking into lighting there and getting some quotes. So I just wanted to throw that out there as an FYI, and that will be on future agendas. So that's that. Fire station, I love the red doors, that the plastic isn't over anymore. Any other updates?
Glad you like them. The truss in the front is just about done. There's a little bit of hardware that still needs to be installed, but other than that, that's up as well. The interior's coming along nicely. All the final painting is done, a little bit of touch up. I think we're looking at the week of February 9th for the epoxy floor install, so we'll be working to get everything in that needs to go in between now and then, and getting that floor as clean as we can, so that it all bonds when it goes down. And so the septic pump is started up.
Recording stopped.
Thank you. And you know, we've actually scheduled a time for the grand opening of the station. That will be June 6th.
Wow.
So save the date. It's out there a bit, but we felt like that would be good enough. We've certainly invited a lot of the local and state politicians, and so we've gotten some responses. I think Emily Benson, who's here today, has been involved in making sure those invites go out and people know that we've got a grand opening. I think it's just for now to save the date, but I think we're looking at about 10 to noon on that day to celebrate the opening of the fire station. And both Emily and Jay are on the building committee. Guys, is there anything else you wanted to share on the report today?
Things are ramping up quick now.
Yeah, all the color choices. I think we've got a few maybe interior sign colors to choose, but it's coming along nice. I was in there today, and we've got a really nice station, and I think that the town's going to appreciate for many years to come.
Good. Anything on the town hall? I don't see anybody here, so I'm assuming everything is good to go there. All right, we have 2 short-term rental violation warnings, and I'm going to request that we table the first one, and this is for the Kudrick property at 7 Meserve Realty Trust. There have been some new questions and developments on that property that I think we need to look into as far as, and it comes down to basically the number of people that are included on the ad versus the number of people that are allowed in the building, and the question of whether or not infants and children are considered occupants. And that's one thing. And then whether or not there's a grandfather clause, and that is based on some of the new rulings that just came through. So I'm going to make a motion to table this rental violation warning until we can do further research.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Before
Question,
we vote,
sorry,
I did have
yes.
one question.
Yes.
Yeah, how are we gonna do that research? Are we gonna use our town council
Yes.
to kind of
Yes.
guide us and make some recommendations? Okay, thanks. I'm ready to
Yeah,
vote.
sorry, I should have
That's
mentioned
all
that, but yes. All right, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Tabled, and that's that. And the only reason I started that Zoom because I thought Mr. Kudrick might be joining in, so now I'm gonna exit one more time. Okay, good to go. Okay, and the second is for Rebecca Ouimet, I believe is how you say the name, and this is at 630 Town Hall Road, and this was for the number of bedrooms versus the ad. It has been changed, but it still needs to be documented as a first warning, so this is not being sent as a violation, which would result in a fine, but this is a first warning based on the fact that the ad was changed to an amount over the amount of what is allowed for that property. So any questions on that?
No, they've corrected the situation.
They've corrected it, but we're just
we got
documenting it as a warning. Okay. I will make a motion to sign and send the first warning for 630 Town Hall Road.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And this is being consistent with all properties, so we don't set precedents any other way. Kevin Bennett, anything on building permits, numbers 1 through 7?
They're all good.
All right. Awesome. Comments. All right. Before I ask for public comments, I just wanted to say that we were able to meet with Sarah and work out her insurance issues. So I appreciate all the coordination, Julie, that you provided too, and that everything is good moving forward. So thanks for that. And I think that we had some good relationships with their broker now, that we kind of have a good go-to person. So I was happy to get that remedied. Any other public comments? Jay?
I just got a fire department. I wasn't on the agenda, but with the old fire truck, do we have time to go over that now, or are we on a time crunch?
Yep, go for it.
You want to go up front? Sure. It's highway and fire type of thing, so.
Who told you to come up front?
He did.
The authority having jurisdiction.
I'll second that.
The old fire truck that the newest one replaced, we've been trying to sell through a broker down south, southern, I don't know, South Carolina. It's actually, if you really want to know, it's Rindley in Alabama. So we've been working on that for over a year now. We did have a bunch of towns interested, Brooks, Maine, place in Kentucky that I think offered 40. It was advertised at 80,000. A place in Missouri, a place in Tennessee, a couple lowball numbers from somebody called twice with like a lowball of 25,000. We did have two other places in Maine, an island in Maine, who wanted it really bad but couldn't get the money. And a place in another town in Maine. So we haven't had good luck getting what we wanted to get out of it, what we felt it was worth. So the question, we've been talking, I talked to Bob a little bit here and there over it, and Jim. If we can't get what we wanted to sell it for, we didn't really feel, and I think I talked to you, Byra, before, I think everybody we talked to, but we didn't feel we wanted to give it away for 25 or 30,000 bucks, because it's worth more than that in town as a water truck for the highway department to use, especially we got a multi-million-dollar bridge that needs to be washed maybe more often than it has in the past. And so there's that use. With the forestry year we had this summer, we found that it would be pretty useful if we ever needed to beat it out through the woods or something as a water truck like Jim would use it for. So that's where we're at with that. So we wanted to discuss keeping it. No, I wouldn't say if anything major happened to it, we'd put a lot of any money into it, but maybe someday a dump body or something like that. But that's kind of where we're at, wondering about just keeping it rather than giving it away for nothing. I'm sure if we advertised it local, we could probably get anywhere from 20 grand to 30 range.
What was the highest you were ever offered for it again?
40.
A couple years ago.
40,
Yeah.
and you're asking 80.
Yeah.
What's that?
80 is what you...
80, and then we had to, I think the 15% went to the
Broker.
company selling it. So that's kind of where we at. It's an old enough truck where it's easy enough to work on in-house if something minor happened to it. But like I said, I repeat myself, I wouldn't want to keep it and put all kinds of money into it by no means, but I can't see, it's too much value to just give away for next to nothing.
I'm just wondering though, if down the road we keep it for another 5 years and then it needs extensive repairs, how do you get rid of it then? And will it cost us more to get rid of it?
No, the type of truck that it is, if something happened to it, it'd be easy enough to get rid of for parts type of thing.
Who
But
can drive it?
What's that?
Who can drive it?
Anybody at the highway department.
Oh, highway
I thought that was part of the
A bunch of-
problem, that nobody knew how to drive it, Stan.
And the fire
Well, the
department.
highway, there's
Highway
a
trucks,
few high, handful of us at the fire that can drive a standard. But definitely its usefulness as a full-blown attack fire truck is gone, but it does have a forestry use. Especially with the year we had this year, like for example, we responded mutually to a town, to a campground that had extremely narrow, twisty roads with lots of limbs. The price of new fire trucks, why beat $1 million fire truck somewhere like that if you could use a water truck once in a while for that? So, like I said, by no means would I want to invest a bunch of money into it, but why give it away too? There's no sense in giving it away.
Bob?
Can you speak a little bit about where you would propose to house the vehicle?
It wouldn't necessarily have to be housed inside. you know, like some of our heavy, not all our heavy equipment, Jim's heavy.
No, it could still be
It's
outside.
indoors.
It would have to be winterized, which it already has been. It's a standard practice. You drain all the water out of it,
Winterized right
check
now.
the fluids,
Yeah.
park it underneath a roof, and see you in the spring.
Yeah, no particular roof that you have in mind
Where it is now is perfectly fine.
for now.
Where is it
If
now?
it had to be
Grazing
outside, that's
Just
not
grazing
out of the
garage.
question. For what it is, if it had to be outside, it's not out of the question.
Okay.
It would have to go, it would probably be housed in the highway garage, and we'd have to come up with an alternate plan to house everything else under
Yeah.
the roof.
Mhm.
Right,
So we need a bigger roof.
yeah.
Sure.
Questions, Ray?
Nope.
I'd sure like to have $30,000, but, I just don't see that putting any money into it in the future.
Yeah.
You know, that just,
Could I just, I will, I guess,
Yeah.
the only thing is, because you have some reservations, and, you know, we just heard about this, I'm just hearing this now.
Yeah.
So it kind of, I think it sounds like a very sound idea going forward, but maybe we should just give it a little time, a little more time, maybe another meeting or so. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen, but again, I just found out about this.
this
and
isn't
maybe
affecting the
some-
budget
I was
at
gonna
all,
say, at
is
this
it?
time, it costs you nothing.
Yeah.
We own it, it's sitting on our
That's right.
property,
It's not
it's still for
depreciating
sale.
anymore today than it will.
And if you decide you
Now?
wanna let it go for cheap money,
No,
I'm
not
pretty
cheap.
confident we could sell it locally pretty easily.
But someone that asked,
Highway garage.
someone bid 40, did you go back to those folks and say, look, we'll take 60? Or did you try?
Yeah,
And
that
anyone
was,
play
that
with some
was,
numbers?
that was that's long gone.
That was
That
2
was
years
a
old,
fire
right?
department in Kentucky that needed to, within so many days. I could find the email and show it to you, but
Sure, I
it
believe it.
was within,
Yeah.
they were on a short notice thing. We didn't feel, I think I talked to Bob at that time, and we didn't feel we were prepared at that time to just let it go for 40.
So the thinking was to bring it to the full board, so you're up to speed and current on what's going on with that truck that's parked in the grazing garage, and you can be part of the decision-making suggestion process, for sure.
And you've been, and this has been out there for about a year, you said?
Oh, yeah.
It's been over a year.
Yeah.
Over a year.
Yeah.
So,
Some of
this
the
is where we're
discussion
at
started,
already.
when did you order some?
Yeah. All right,
Or
so
ordering.
yeah, I mean, let's mull it over and everything.
Right.
My main concern obviously is the dollars, but also the storage and facilities, because we keep talking about, we're not gonna make any decisions on the old fire station when it becomes the old fire station. We also wanna make sure we're using the grazing garage correctly and appropriately, so when we get to those points in that discussion again, we may revisit that and keep it going if we can use it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, if anybody's got any questions and wanna discuss it, just come down, we can go over whatever, or look at it, or whatever questions you got.
All right, we'll revisit that one down the road.
I would suggest even tabling that until after town meeting.
Oh, for sure.
First.
We'll get time. So I
Some
can go
point
for
in
that.
April.
Yes.
Yep.
No urgency.
Yeah.
No. All right, any other public comment? I know everybody's so ready to move into the budgets, right? Okay, we have a non-public, it is 4:23, so there are two listed on the agenda. We are only doing the second one for RSA 91-A:3-2E, and we're gonna make it easy again and go into the select office, if that's okay with you folks. So I will make a
Are you
motion
gonna
to,
mention the filing period?
oh yeah, I jumped
Yeah,
right over that, I'm so
over.
sorry. Tomorrow opens the filing period for candidates for the following positions, and the hours are January 21st through the 30th, and on Friday, January 30th, the town clerk will be open from 3 to 5 for these positions. So please check online to look at what the open hours are for the town clerk's office. We have a library trustee 1-year position, library trustee 3-year position, select board 3-year position, supervisor the checklist 6-year position, town clerk tax collector 3-year position, town moderator 2-year position, town treasurer 3-year position, trustee of the cemeteries 3-year position, and trustee of the trust funds 3-year position. School board openings are on the SAU 9 website, which is www.sau9.org. So any questions, check in with the town clerk's office on that. And then meetings upcoming after this meeting, we will have our Tuesday, February 3rd. Again, first Tuesday of the month, not second Tuesday, because we have our regular select board meeting plus our second budget hearing, and petition warrant articles are due by then, so we'll go over those. And then following that, we'll have February 24th, our regular select board meeting, and then not another select board meeting until after town meeting, which will be March 24th. Town meeting is, the election day is Tuesday, March 10th from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Whitney Center, and the town meeting deliberative is Thursday, March 12th, 7 p.m. at the Whitney Center. So again, stressing how important these budget hearings are. So February 3rd is the second. If you have any questions that don't get answered in today's meeting and you think of them at 2 a.m. in the morning, please don't call me, but you can email me or any of the select board or Julie if you have questions. So it's really important to ask those budget questions and warrant questions before town meeting, so you can get your answers, and we have more time to look into things. So, any questions? All right, we're going to move into a non-public at 4:25. I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, see you soon. Take a break.